Welcome to issue number 158 of Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines and create a comic book origin story. My name is Drew Mick.
I'm Tanner Ackerman.
And I'm Keith Gawla.
Oh, well, there are a lot of things wrong with what just happened there. Not to say, oh, I'm sorry, Keith. I didn't mean to say that you're wrong or anything. I'm sorry.
It's more that I introduced myself second. That's what's
that was mostly the thing.
I assumed you got punched by a shaggy dog and you're thrown off a bit there.
Yeah, but not a real dog and not a man in a dog suit. No. This is hello, Keith. Thank you for joining us. How are you? I guess
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I always I like to come on. It's a little weird. You guys started getting a handful of guests. And I was like, Jesus, they're not calling me back. What's going on here?
Yeah, and you've been trying to get a hold of us for like a year now. I think it's been basic because last time you were on was it's been a bit.
I thought it was like it was like a ratings, huge ratings. Big
it was a
boost
huge
for you
bump,
guys,
and I think what it was, Keith, is we wanted to kind of prove to ourselves that it wasn't you that was giving us that bump, and we could, by ourselves figure it out and get that bump. But we've come to realize
we were wrong.
We were very wrong. So sorry for the past year.
I mean, or it's you guys had me on, and then Drew, you've come on to the Pop-Up Filmcast twice.
Yes.
Tanner was on once. Nate showed up at one point in time. So I mean, I guess with the exception of Derek not showing up in your guest list right now, it would be like we have to do like this perfect rotation before anybody can come back onto a show, I guess. So now I gotta have all three of you guys back on again now. Jesus.
That's just the ritual.
Is Keith our first repeat guest? Have we ever done one a second time?
I think Carl's been on twice.
He doesn't
true.
count though. He's like part of the family.
That's true.
That's why he doesn't count, because he's such a part of the family. He's here. You are a repeat outside the family guest. We're quickly approaching family status, I suppose, but you are, of course, the host of the Pop-Up Filmcast. I'll have you talk about that at the end of the podcast, of course. I was really racking my brain about what we wanted to talk about before we got into the episode proper here. And Keith, you kind of handed it to me on a silver platter, and I'm sure, Tanner, you really want to talk about it. Keith, do you want to tell us about the article you sent at 2:39 p.m. today to Tanner and me?
Oh, okay. Well, so I was listening to last week's episode, previous episode, and I do believe the article I sent you that we will not be making a hero off of, but it's an article nonetheless. No. It is I spend a week on the drug from Limitless, New Vigil side effects. Ever want to feel like you can do anything? And then they rattle off a list of crazy side effects. The article starts with, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah. I'm sure that's exactly what Bradley Cooper. So I told you, Tanner, this was based off of a drug. And you're wrong, and I was right.
Hold up.
Now it says, first mistake, Googling New Vigil effects. Go ahead, I'll wait for you to do a quick search. Waiting. Yeah, see what I mean? Vomiting, severe blistering, mouth sores. Nothing you want to involve with your summer barbecue.
Doesn't say anything about looking like Bradley Cooper.
I did follow up. I wasn't lying. I took the stuff for about a year. I had never had...
Oh, you... Wait.
Yeah, he said right after, he's like, I did take this for a year, and he had none of the side effects.
Yeah.
Oh, but you also took this for... Oh, and this guy spent a week. You sent it for a year. Or you had it for a year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
For like
interesting.
easily a year, yes.
So did you experience these side effects?
Well, I already look better than Bradley Cooper, so that's not a big problem.
Oh yeah, of course.
No, it works exactly the way it's supposed to. I'm narcoleptic, so it works the way it's supposed to. It is but they've switched it up again, and like I don't know, either that was a brand name, so then they went to I think like a generic form, and that's what I'm on now, is the generic version of it or something like that. I don't take that exact one anymore. I don't think that's what the movie Limitless was based off of.
Oh, wait, really? Like, you think that article was like full of shit that I was saying was what it was based off of?
I mean, well, so when Limitless came out, I was actually taking Ritalin at the time for the same thing, and it just reminded me of like Bradley Cooper was just taking really good Ritalin.
See, that's what I said, like, I feel like it's Adderall, but like on steroids is what it's supposed to like represent.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like I was extra focused when I, would take my medicine and stuff for and all. But then I had a doctor. He's like, I was getting my prescription refilled, and he goes, this is basically just like legal speed, right? I'm like, no, actually, I didn't know that, but thank you for telling me now. It's been like 7 years of taking this. Great. All right, yeah.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And actually, the whole reason I got on New Vigil is because here in Georgia, they would not prescribe me. They wouldn't prescribe me the Ritalin anymore because of like people selling it probably on the black market all the time, or like getting the prescription.
We all know your side hustle, of course, Guy. So I
literally, when I moved back down here, I had a hard time getting it filled, and I'm like, I'm not going to sell it. I need it to get through my day. What are you talking about? They would give this stuff up.
It's really unfortunate when people ruin the fun for others.
And it really it really sounded like I was an addict, which was the other problem I was having.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
well, that's the problem is if you even start to be like, I need it, it's just going to make it worse for you.
Well, sir, I don't think we should give this. No, you don't understand.
Sir, I'm calling the police. You need to vacate the premises.
Yeah. But yeah, the New Vigil, I never had any mouth sores or vomiting or whatever else he had trouble with to go to a barbecue. I also did not achieve Bradley Cooper level of
hyper-focused brain.
I didn't learn to play piano in a day or write Chinese in like a week.
Or like turn, so like there's some part where he's doing math and he's saying like I turned like 100,000 to X amount, and like someone like broke it down. I was like, his math is incredibly wrong in that scene or something. I guess.
Now I will say though, I haven't watched that in a long time. I really like that movie though.
I haven't seen it in a very long time. I can't remember if I like it or not.
Well, I liked it. I liked it because of the fact that I was having to take some medicine that was similar to it. I was like, oh, he's just using like some like really cool version of what I'm taking, but it's similar. All right.
Did it come out at about the same time as Lucy came out, the Scarlett Johansson?
I want to say it.
I think that's a little further. That's
Lucy was
2014.
And Limitless.
And I didn't like
2011.
Lucy. I thought that was a little nuts.
Lucy was a terrible movie.
You don't, because you only use 10% of your brain. That's why you think it's not a good movie.
Okay.
I don't, because I was taking New Vigil. So
yeah, that's true.
You were above 10%.
I'm at 12.
You were learning the piano in a
12%. Yeah, Limitless was 3 years before Lucy.
I remember not liking Limitless solely because I thought the way the film looked was bad to me. It seemed like it was just like the brightness was turned up way too high and it didn't look natural, and it really bothered me for the whole movie.
Yeah, no, I in fact, I'm gonna have to. I've been watching a lot of older movies because there's nothing new to watch right now. I've been watching a lot of older stuff, so that is probably something I should. We have every streaming thing under the sun, so yeah.
Yeah, well, that is the list.
I gotta message Nate and see if he's listened or watched Limitless.
Yeah, see if he's. I bet he has.
I also feel like he would have said if he hadn't last week. Now that I think about it,
I think he has.
Hold on.
But if he hasn't, he's added to the list.
Hey, hurry up! If you come and say goodnight, hurry up! Come on, I'm recording. You're gonna make Drew edit stuff now.
It's okay. I'll leave this all in.
Hi, Drew and Tanner.
Hi, Drew and Tanner.
That was adorable.
That was really in unison.
Well, they spend every waking hour together. So
as soon as you found out that you were gonna be on the podcast, you had them rehearse. All right, their names are Drew and Tanner. Drew and Tanner.
Yeah, the one kept saying Nate. I'm like, God dang it! I told you he's not gonna be there. It's just Tanner. We don't want to do it now.
Yeah, you're ruining our fun.
Yeah, kids usually have that reaction.
I thought we were going to the park, and you're like, no.
We were going to the park, but you're just yelling at us to say Drew and Tanner's name in unison.
Yeah, I mean, we don't go anywhere, and they have spent the last like 5 months basically joined at the hip, hanging out with each other. So,
and just an update, Keith. Tanner asked Nate, "Have you seen Limitless?" Nate said, "No, I am limited."
Ha ha! Wow. I miss Nate not being here. That was pretty good.
Yeah, again, Nate wasn't able to join us this week, so Keith, thanks again for popping in. We're very happy to have you, of course.
It's my off week from recording the Pop-Up Filmcast, so I'm glad to jump on it.
Create some superheroes with us.
Mm-hmm. Did we want to say why Nate was gone?
Oh,
yeah. You say it?
I mean, he told you. I don't really know.
Yeah, he farted so hard his wiener fell off.
Wow.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
God, again? You would, boy.
Might want to see a different doctor this time to make sure it stays attached. I mean,
yeah, he needs to get his money back from the last one.
You use super glue and just that doesn't work.
You got to make sure you're not having to double or triple your copay every time you go for that.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically losing money at this point. How many times he's going in?
It's a scam. It's a scam. Let him know.
Yeah, he needs to pay for the higher end version.
So I guess. Wait. Oh, do we want to? Oh, I guess I should say what we do here on Headline Heroes.
It's been a year since I've been here, so I don't really remember.
Okay. Yeah. So here on Headline Heroes, we take a random submitted article from one of our listeners, and we select it at random, and we attempt to create a super comic book origin story out of that. Now I really don't. I already said it. I don't remember what we did last week at all. Tanner, can you please help me out?
Yeah. Let's see. It was. So they were called the K9 siblings, but their individual names were Max and Bella, and they had dog powers when they were together.
It was like Hancock, almost exactly.
Oh. Yeah, but also not, because I think Hancock they were weaker when they were together.
Yeah, we wrote a better Hancock, for sure.
Anybody could.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. So that, of course, means we're going to do a villain this week, and
if I don't know
what number it is.
If those people at home want to bet, you get high odds on it being, was it Curtis E. or Carl as submitting this article this week?
Oh, yeah. Well, you are not wrong, Keith. I'm sending the article to you right now in the chat because Keith doesn't have access to our little sheet thing.
Don't have to.
But it does come from Curtis Erickson. Spoiler alert.
Clutch.
The headline is Eerie Golden Gate Bridge music fills San Francisco after railing replacement. There is a video that will autoplay on it, just so you guys know.
I am immediately going to pause it.
Because they haven't done any music related guys or heroes in a while.
Not for a long time.
Yeah, definitely
not. Black Bear Stevens, he wasn't a
Black Bear Stevens. Oh, I forgot about Black Bear Stevens.
Related Cat Stevens.
He wasn't really music. Well, he was music because there was a piano involved, but
because it was the one where the bear plays the piano poorly, is what the headline is, which is really judgmental.
Yeah, I mean, for a bear, he played it perfectly. Like, he's not like Beethoven or anything.
Music's kind of subjective, I would say.
Yeah, Beethoven. Boy.
From there.
So it says here that engineers designed new sides for the sidewalk to help with wind resistance, but did not take into account the extreme sound it creates when wind passes through it. The bridge sings crazy songs. Now it's so trippy, it hurts the ears and unbearable. It's that loud.
Wow.
So it sounds like somebody tried to do something good and then ended up going bad, which is usually how a good comic book villain comes around.
Maybe they discovered something and it's affecting people on the bridge. I don't know.
Well, if they go further down, there are some people who look like they're very far away from the bridge and they still hear it.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
What's been the coolest bridge you guys have gone over?
Golden Gate.
You've actually gone over the Golden Gate?
Yeah.
I've not.
And I saw somebody walking across the Golden Gate Bridge the same time that I was walking. Well, we didn't go fully across. We walked like halfway out. Mm-hmm. And then as we were walking back, I saw somebody carrying a goldfish in like a tank as they went.
Oh, wow. That's quite a walk for that fish, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had just this little thing and they're just strolling along. And I'm like, what the heck? I don't know if they were going to throw it over the edge or not, or I don't know.
This is normal stuff.
Mm-hmm. Look, San Francisco gets a little wild. That's probably pretty normal.
Yeah, probably. It seems like a strange area. I guess, the wooden covered bridges of Iowa, those are kind of neat.
Yeah, those are cool.
Rainbow Bridge? No, that really wasn't walking. Never mind.
The Bifrost? Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I've walked on the Brooklyn Bridge before.
I was exploring a jungle once, and in order to get to the temple on the other side, I had to go across a very teetery, crickety, bad, wooden bridge, very swayed, slightest wind. Mm-hmm. That was That was probably the
best.
Did
you fall through at one point?
But it was actually surprisingly
up on your arms.
No, it was surprisingly well built. Like I did not fear for my life at all, which is shocking. That's how good of a bridge it was.
I was trying to escape from a Temple of Doom one time, and I tried going on one of those, and it fell and it ripped. I was lucky to get away.
I was on one that took me to an imaginary world that only me and my friend could see.
And what was the name of the land that you were at?
Veritithia, I think. And then one of us died, I think is how that ends.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That movie's super depressing.
I've never read that book. I mean, heard this story. Okay, we should figure out. So,
well, okay, yeah. So I'm saying so they put these things up to slow the wind down, but it actually is. But it's made this music now.
Oh, they put up something to
block,
better protect
to block
the bridge.
People walking across with the wind, but now the effects now are this crazy music. So, is this somebody who secretly planned out, like, you know, the architect behind it because he wants to have some kind of hypnotic music or something? That's
that, or I was thinking that it could be an individual that this music hit especially hard, and they were somehow impacted by this music, and it gave them powers or something. Tanner, do you got anything?
So I like where you're going with it. So, like, the music starts to drive this one individual crazy, and they want to blow up the Golden Gate Bridge. Then
they can't sleep,
and maybe their goal turns into making sure the world hears this music.
Oh, because they want to make everyone else crazy.
Maybe the vibrations knock over some sort of container of like toxic radiation, and it happens to fall on them, and a lightning bolt hits them, and then more they can run really fast and play the violin,
and then someone runs up and like shoots their parents right in front of them.
His parents get murdered right as it happens.
Yeah, all while he's playing the violin.
And the jock from the high school is giving a noogie at the same time.
Of course. And in the background, an asteroid.
All right, we got our cover shot. What are they wearing? We're good, right? We're in and out.
So that could actually be funny, where it's like all these things happen to this person, and we're not quite sure what combination or what single thing gives them the powers. That could be, and then we could actually create this comic book cover with that. That'd be that. That's
I like that. I don't. Yeah, you guys
cover.
haven't like gone with the kitchen sink routine here of all these different things happened all at the same time.
Yeah, while this music is playing. Now, what powers do they get out of it? Is it tie into the music, or is it just drive them just insane?
Well, I think it drives them insane, but the result then is that they emit the music somehow, not by singing though.
They have a those crank things that you wear, like there's a strap around your neck and you have a box in front of you and you got a crank
and a little monkey on your shoulder.
Well, you could have a monkey. You
don't have to one of those. I thought you meant one of those, like the tube things that you whip really fast in a circle that makes sound. Yeah, that.
Well, I was thinking somehow like a tuning fork, but like how could we combine a tuning fork with one of those things?
All good things.
Tuning fork, if you listen to it, is kind of like it's a pure pitch, but it can be kind of menacing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is, okay, so he gets hit with like a couple different things that cause it all while this music is going on, and now he has some sort of like a tuning fork ability.
So he can...
Yeah, he had his tuning fork in his pocket when it all happened.
Of course. So now he can create this perfect pitch, but this pitch is also doing something to people, like making people's eardrums explode.
The obvious one is it makes everyone poop their pants.
The brown note.
Yeah. But I think we're better than that.
No, it makes them pee their pants.
It just makes them pee.
Yeah. He has a pitch for everything.
It's the Golden Gate, so it's the gold. Never mind.
The golden pitch.
Yeah. Well.
What if he's able to create or do every pitch, and he has like a different abilities for different pitches or something? Like each sound does something to people.
I like based on the level of it, he can either influence somebody to do something all the way up to, taking down a building or something.
Literally
like that.
make him. Oh, that's a big pitch, like a black bolt pitch. Maybe one pitch can make him like levitate a little bit somehow.
Oh, if he depending how he's using it, like if it works through like his hands or something, if he points them down, it can help him like levitate up a bit, and like how he directs his hands.
Oh, do his arms kind of like shake like a tuning fork does? Like they kind of vibrate a little bit, and that's what gets him off the ground.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah. Maybe he makes some sort of. He figures out that like this happens, but it looks weird because his hands start shaking stuff. Maybe he makes some sort of a. Not necessarily like an Iron Man armor, but some sort of like a cover thing for his arms that then help him
gloves
to.
It's a good look.
Yeah, then he can. He has some way that he can amp up the volume or the pitch so that he can do everything from hypnotize somebody, float, bring down a whole building.
So he maybe internally his power is he has one pitch, but with these gloves he's able to focus it or do other things with it by like tuning it. He's got. Was it the Nintendo Power Glove? Was that a thing?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like that.
Yeah, and he has one that has like the little, for him to punch in like little commands, but he also has like a second one on the other arm to help balance it. Like the controls control both of them, but
this is going to be such a very specific pull that Tanner maybe only you would get, but you know what I mean when I say whammy bar?
Whammy bar. Oh, yeah.
It's from Guitar Hero. The guitars had this thing called the whammy bar, and it was just kind of a stick on it that you would just
hit up and down.
Hit up and down, and it would make the music kind of
Yeah.
He's definitely has a whammy bar in his gloves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he can, and so he has the ability. And like I guess maybe once he figures this out, like he starts off slow, just hypnotizing people or floating around, and maybe it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. And then, but he keeps escalating, and eventually it becomes villainous.
I mean, if he can create these gloves that are somehow able to focus his powers, what if he's able to like do it on a large scale, like the classic takes over the antenna on top of the Empire State Building kind of thing?
Well, maybe it's going to come full circle where then he got this from
the Golden.
He got this from the Golden Gate Bridge, so maybe in the end he's like. He ends up where he assumes maybe he can help tune it in a certain way, and then he can just level all of San Francisco.
Have you ever seen that video of the bridge that like the wind was blowing just enough that it reached the bridge reached its like resonance or something, so it was like waving basically until it finally collapsed?
Yeah, I do believe I've seen it. I've seen a couple videos I think similar to that. If it's not the exact one, but I've seen something similar to that. Yeah,
resonance frequency. Tanner, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel like I've seen what you're talking about because it's like the bridge is like making waves essentially, which is just like insane looking.
It reaches its resonance or whatever. So that's, and he does that, and then like it creates. So the bridge starts to collapse, and then it starts spreading from there. We should. Is there we mentioned that. He could adjust the pitch and do things with the gloves that focus the pitch on doing things. We mentioned levitating and kind of a mind control. Is there anything else he can do? Now, Tanner, of course, there is the poop note. Of course, he can do the poop note.
Is that what he's trying to do with the Golden Gate Bridge? Is just maybe he's not trying to level off San Francisco, but he's trying to
or maybe he is trying to level San Francisco, but he has to like adjust through all of the pitches to get to it, and there's going to be like a couple minutes where the poop note's playing until he moves on to the next pitch.
So that wasn't his goal, he just accidentally hits it.
Oops, sorry everyone. Mm-hmm. Or like he sees that the police are like closing in on him, so he does the poop note, and then the cops, the police, they poop themselves.
Now I know. Every now and then, you guys slip like a hero origin into one of these because
sometimes,
you gotta have who's gonna stop this guy. Do we need to work on one of those for this as well, or?
I think it's gonna be Dr. Dre with all his Beats headphones. He's gonna put it all over all the citizens.
Now, was Dr. Dre just happened to be like? What if Dr. Dre happened to be going across the Golden Gate on that day as well? and he had his Beats headphones in, and maybe because of the sound and his Dr. Dre headphones, he got the superpower to be able to focus out the pitch.
Yeah, so you can level it out so it's not doing anything.
He cancels it out, so he's the only one that can approach.
Yeah.
Well,
because of his headphones.
Well, I think it doesn't just mute it out for him. It's able to translate into like an actual like a nice good like beat that he could actually produce like an album with as well.
So yeah, he's got like an external hard drive in his pocket that's like saving all these.
I imagine Dre just walks around like a drum machine everywhere, and like at the spur of the moment is inspired and just sits down and starts doing something. And so like
he's always thinking
about one guy got hit
beat
with this, and it makes him like go crazy and like using it in all varieties. Dre gets hit with it. And because he's wearing his Beats by Dre headphones, the effects of like so he doesn't poop his pants and stuff like that. The effects don't bother him. He can't be hypnotized by them or anything. But at the same time, like Dre hears like instead of like some crazy noise, he hears like this like awesome beat.
And maybe
he's like, yeah, there
maybe
we go.
Maybe the reason this villain was able to like get so much influence and power and go on stop for so long was because Dre refused to believe that it was bad sound. Like he was just like, no, this is great. This is good. This sounds great. What are you all talking about? He doesn't understand. And also he doesn't realize that his Dre headphones, his Beats, they fuse to his head. He doesn't realize that.
He always wears them anyhow, so he hasn't noticed that he can't remove them.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Which I think at that point you have like a big showdown between the two, and it just like they collapse in on each other somehow. So
is it
in the end? In the end, there's no Golden Gate Bridge anymore.
It's like the final fight in the Matrix Revolutions.
Why?
Revelations. Which is it?
It's Revolutions.
There's only one Matrix movie. That's it.
So this is, I might cut all this, but Keith, on Monday nights, me, Tanner, Nate, and a few other friends, we get on and play Halo. And what we started to do was do what we call book club, and where we watch a movie that week and then we discuss it on Monday. So we did all the Star Wars, and then it's very fun, and we're just playing a video game at the same time, and we're doing awful because we're all awful at it. But mostly I'm just there to talk about movies. So we did Star Wars, and now we did all three Matrixes.
Do you have the sound? Do you have like the sound up like of the game while you're doing that too?
Yeah, it's like a little bit in the background, but mostly I'm pumping the party. The party is what I hear.
I was gonna say because that actually would be a kind of a fun podcast to have like some guys playing Halo, but while they do, they're just talking movies the whole time instead of actually trying to.
It would be maybe a
Twitch stream.
Twitch stream, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, like a video. So you when you say all the Star Wars movies, you did.
So we did. We started chronologically, or no?
Yeah, chronological.
We did do chronological. So we started with because all of us have seen like the release order. We've all done that. So we all wanted to do like what was deemed the chronological order of Star Wars. So we started with the Phantom Menace, and then when Revenge of the Sith ended, we watched Solo, and then Rogue One? Yeah, and then A New Hope, and then we did the sequels after the original. And then we ended... Oh, fuck.
I saw somebody... I have a Star Wars mask that I wear during this fun pandemic times. And I went to Walgreens the other day, and I had it on. Somebody was like, man, that's a nice mask. And I was like, yeah, my wife made it for me. And they're like, I just watched Star Wars for the first time during this quarantine. I'm like, my God. I'm like... Did you watch them in like chronological or like when they're released? And he's like, oh, we did the machete order.
Okay, so have you heard of the machete order?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, a first time watcher actually did this? That's weird. Like,
I kind of want to do that myself. I think the machete order is correct me if I'm wrong. Tanner, do you know what it is?
I have no clue. I'm so confused. Are we talking about like Machete, the Quentin Tarantino character?
No,
we're not. Good pull.
There's a breakdown of the order of how you're supposed to watch the Star Wars movies.
And it's a very unique way to watch it because it kind of preserves some of the shock and awe of the original trilogy. So it is New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and then after the I'm Your Father reveal, you go back and watch the prequels. And then after you watch the prequels, you watch episode 6, and then you can do the sequels or whatever. It's very unique, and it kind of preserves the only thing it doesn't preserve is that Leia is Luke's sister, because you find that out in episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also an order where people just cut out the Phantom Menace because it's unnecessary to the narrative that they're trying to tell.
It's really bad.
It's one of the 10 worst movies I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah, agreed.
I got to see it.
Easily
I
agreed.
got to go to an advanced screening of it because of a radio station.
Oh my God.
I worked at a radio station, and they were like,
I mean,
yeah, why
that's
don't
kind
you
of
go,
cool,
and then
though,
you can
Keith.
come in and you can talk about it on the radio. I was like, all right. And I was like, man, this is a terrible movie. I don't want to talk about this.
So, yeah, when you saw it, did you like immediately like, no, this is terrible? Because I remember there being a time where people are kind of like, it's good.
no.
Because like people wanted it to be good so bad.
People wanted it to be good.
No, I from
know
the
a lot
get-go was
of
like,
the
wow,
old
this
fans.
is just junk.
Tanner, I don't know if you're like me, but I thought it was great. But I was 8 at the time when it came out.
I never really cared for Star Wars when I was younger.
Yeah,
so
let's
I
not
just
throw
kind of didn't
dates and
care.
ages out, okay, people?
I was 8, so I think a lot of kids, and it was definitely a movie made for children.
I saw the third one on its release night, and at the time I was like, "This is dope. This is the best movie I've ever seen."
it's-
I don't think
it's
I thought
very
quite
fun.
that, but I liked it.
When did that come out again?
2004? 3?
Must have been 2004. I was in junior high.
Fuck you guys.
No, it came out in 2005.
Oh, Jesus. Man, I was
So
I
that
was
was-
30 when I saw it, so.
I was 14.
Oh, wait a minute. That can't be
14.
right.
Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005, yeah.
No, Phantom Menace. When does that one come out? That's
Phantom
no, that was
Menace came out in
98.
1999.
yeah, okay, yeah, because I was working at the radio.
Yeah,
I
we
was
were
working at
talking
the
about the
radio-
third one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the one I had
Sith,
seen in theaters.
Sith, I can actually stand. I can deal with that.
Yeah, it was when we did our rewatch, I was kind of like, this movie's actually pretty solid. But I also had just watched the two before.
The only
it,
thing that
so
messes that
it might
one
have
up
been-
is at the very end when Vader goes no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Which is exactly what I think our hero has to say after Dr. Dre stops him.
Yeah. So
Bringing it all
long
back.
story short, that's the reason Tanner brought up. Why did you bring up the Matrix Revolution?
Or
Because that's the most recent fight scene I've watched, so that's what I was thinking of.
But like in comparison to what with our hero or our villain?
They're gonna fight each other in the rain, and
Oh.
it's gonna kind of be like Dragon Ball Z.
Are they going to be flying around like Agent Smith and Neo?
Yeah, I mean, no, I hate that fight scene. Let's not do that one.
you know what I like better is it's not our villain who says no at the end, but Dre beats him, but he yells no at the end because
His hard drive smashed.
his headphones get messed up in the process, and he actually then hears the poop noise.
Oh, so he
And-
temporarily is able to, or does it? Maybe
so he shits his pants.
yeah.
maybe
He ends
as
up
a result he
shooting his
like
pants at
cures
the end. He's
himself
like,
and his
no.
his headphones are able to come off as a result of this fight. Again, he had no idea that they couldn't come off to begin with, but now
Never figured it out. Yeah.
now he took them off.
No, I mean he showers with them on. He's always got them on. But
He took them
Yeah.
off because he was a little hot. Even me sitting here with my headphones, I'm a little toasty under there. But
also, yes, his hard drive gets smashed and he loses all these like beats, and that's why we still never get his Detox album.
Yeah. God damn it.
sorry, I'm just looking at the Revenge of the Sith, and it baffles my mind that Christopher Lee is the 6th build, and he's above Anthony Daniels and Kenny Baker and Frank Oz when Christopher Lee was in it for all of 10 seconds. He died.
Oh yeah, that is all the more reason Revenge of the Sith.
He was
You're right.
in so little of Revenge of the Sith. It's astonishing. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just think it's very hard to try and not only just with the beloved trilogy. I mean, because you see, even going forward, they had trouble with it. But trying to back into something that you already know exists.
the prequels themselves.
Yeah, the idea that you're going to try and do prequels and get yourself back to, hey, here are these legendary characters that are here, and we have to. All of our story has to make sure that it gets to this.
It's
Are
like
there
they
any
dropped
prequels that are like really good actually? Because I don't know if they ever work.
Anyway,
What do you mean? Oh, prequel.
Yeah, anything that's like that's made after the fact from a movie, but it's supposed
The
to
only
take
one
place
I can think of
before
right
it.
now is The Hobbit, but
that
you said it was terrible.
that had source material like before it.
I couldn't get through all those.
It was a lot. It was too much, honestly. They could have done it in one, maybe two movies. They should have.
Monsters University.
That one's
I haven't
a great
seen
one.
that.
That one's super fun.
Yeah, I mean it's still
Okay,
it's still
then
not
that's the
better.
standard.
It's not better than the original, but it's at least it's good.
No, it's fun. I would if you were like, let's watch Monster University, I'd be like, yeah, all right, I'll watch that. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna have to hope that my kids end up having some friends like you guys when they get older that will sit down and watch the prequels with them, because in my house Rogue One is the only prequel.
You don't even watch Solo.
Well, you know what? Actually, I don't mind Solo as much as most people
Solo's fine. It's
Yeah, that's pretty much my assessment.
It's
fine.
It got bashed because of the fact that they switched up directors and directors and writers.
Yeah.
They were also dumb to put it out like 2 weeks after Endgame,
Deadpool
or
2.
no, or Infinity War, or whatever. Endgame at that point, and like
Yeah,
it came out the same week as Deadpool 2, which was
It was just
a
oversaturated.
colossal-
and didn't have a Star Wars movie in December that year, which is when they should have released it and just cleaned up and made a ton. However, if I were them, if you want to correct things, you have your Solo movie at the very end when they bring Darth Maul in.
Yeah.
Your next one, you could have done the Boba Fett movie, had Darth Maul somehow show up in that one, and then you could have closed out with an Obi-Wan movie where he ends up having to take on Darth Maul again in like a big climactic scene. You have Darth Maul just be
holy
this
shit,
like
I
little.
want that.
And so it'd been
Oh my
like it's
God.
kind of an unofficial Darth Maul trilogy.
Yeah, like Darth Maul, like even like the like whatever your middle one would be, even if it's not Boba Fett, whatever the middle one is, maybe it's a Lando adventure and Darth Maul is still somehow tied in. But then when you get to the final one, he is the main like villain of it, and he's the key part of it, and they
fun.
give him what he should have gotten. That's the reason Phantom Menace sucks, is because he finally gets to show off his skills for like 30 seconds before they like slice him in half.
You get so hyped for him, and then he's just done.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The Clone Wars animated series is very good, and it features Maul in such a fantastic way.
Grievous is also very cool, but they made him like super cheesy for like kids, basically, instead of like just like a complete badass.
He was a vampire in episode 3. Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, it's like anytime they even have him on when he shows up in like Clone Wars stuff, you're just like, ugh.
In Clone Wars, he's very cool. Everyone's very cool. Count Dooku's so cool in Clone Wars. Anyway, this has been good to talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I love talking about Star Wars. Okay, but we should get back to our villain and also hero. So we've kind of discussed the final fight, and he ends up the bridge gets destroyed. The villain maybe disappears, but maybe we allude towards having survived. And Dr. Dre, of course, like washes up on shore, still listening to music, takes off the headphones because they've unfused, and then he shits his pants somehow.
Yeah, there's some kind of
that's how it ended.
residual effect from the fact that he's had this on during all of this. And he's just like, no.
Yeah, and that's it. And you monsters.
Yeah, I like the idea that like maybe we haven't seen the villain again, and he somehow has gotten like trapped in like another dimension or something like that. And that's your sequel, is he has to use his like tuning ability to get back into this world, because he wants to get some revenge on Dre eventually.
Of course.
He's kind of he's gone into the sound universe or something where it's only sound and sound made physical or something like that.
Yep.
Somewhere where a sound lord could maybe like thrive.
Ooh, Sound Lord.
Oh my god, did we just name him?
Shit.
Sound Lord sounds very good. And I don't think we need to name Dr. Dre. That's just a
Yeah, it's kind of his name.
Yeah, he's already it's a doctor. I mean, come on. Yeah. No, so it's Sound Lord featuring Dr. Dre.
by Dre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone's about to
Sound
get
Lord
some
by Dre.
beats by Dre.
Yeah, I mean, this has got big action in it. It's got a great soundtrack, because Dre's going to do the whole soundtrack himself.
Yeah. He's got product placement.
Oh yeah, he's got product placement left and right.
Yeah, because when the villain's actually walking across, he's holding a Coca-Cola.
And he's blaring music off his shoulder off of a Beats pill.
And also drinking a Coca-Cola. Coke is surprisingly the big one here.
Yeah, weirdly, it's more about Coke than it is about the Beats headphones in the product placement for some reason.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm sure you got to get a couple other cool cameos, like Jerry Rice or somebody, like other San Francisco based. Oh well, was it the Golden State Warriors? I mean, they basically moved to San Francisco with their new thing. So
yeah, they're there now.
Steph Curry could be drawn in there someplace. Just showing up.
Steph Curry could be in the middle of taking a game winner and poop his pants while doing it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna have a montage of just people shitting their pants?
Yeah, of course.
In the movie version, yeah. When you do the animated movie version, yes, absolutely.
Oh my God! It happens during the State of the Union. Oh, oh no, that's on live and then everyone in the audience, everyone. Oh,
but Drew, how is that different from any other State of the Union?
They're shitting their pants.
Oh, you guys are being political again, aren't you?
Yeah, we have that new thing. Yeah. All right, so we've got. Well, this is Keith. This is unique. We have comic book cover basically covered. We have name basically covered.
Yeah.
The only thing left is costume. This is bizarre.
Yeah, we know he has 2 gloves.
The gloves that's a good look, and they've got all sorts of dials and buttons and whammy bars on them.
Does he maybe have a suit that's a bit like a speaker somehow?
Oh yeah.
So when he does do some of this, he can shoot sound waves out of the giant speaker on his chest.
And maybe there's some sort of he has some sort of built-in microphone in his neck or something. So it's like there on the Adam's apple, and it connects to the speakers, and he adjusts with the gloves.
Does he have one of those like little things he has to hold up there?
A sound box.
This is like a 80 or even 70s or 60s villain type where it's they actually build their own suit and stuff instead of them just morphing into something.
And who's to say this didn't take place during the 60s?
Yeah, I mean, Dre's been around forever. He's eternal.
He's eternal, yeah. This was the event that made him eternal.
This is what inspired him to drop the Chronic.
Yeah, he heard all of these beats and he was just like, "This is it. This is my stuff. This is it." Now, how he had the Beats headphones, I don't know.
Prototype.
Yeah,
that he'd been just sitting around on for maybe 4 years.
He had them as a prototype and listening to them across the Golden Gate Bridge, but the radiation or whatever happened on this bridge changed them on a molecular level, and it made them into the current Beats headphones.
And that's how we have them today.
Yep.
Yeah. Good to create some lore. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
That does it. Wham, bam, pow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keith, thank you.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you for coming on. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about your podcast and, of course, a part of the PodFix Network? But yeah, give us your spiel, please.
Yeah, the Pop-Up Filmcast is a weekly podcast. Myself and co-host Derek, and occasionally Harlan McKenzie, and of course, occasionally the Headline Heroes folks or other team guests come on. I have a bottomless box of movies sitting on my porch. If you listen to this most recent episode, you'll find out the origins of that. But yeah, it's there. We find movies that are unique and we review them. This is not your normal movie review show. It's very fun.
It is.
I'm very proud of the. Derek wouldn't like that I just call this fun. He doesn't like movies being referred to as fun necessarily, but
wait, really?
Yeah, he doesn't like that being a description for a movie. But I'm very proud of a lot of the work that we've done in 2020. Oddly, with all the rest of the crap going on, I really actually like what our podcast has done this year. And
at least there's one bright spot.
Yeah, so go ahead and check it out. Comes out on Tuesdays. There's no other podcast to come out on Tuesdays. So.
Yeah, everyone's hurting for something to listen to, so that's
it's pretty much
finally something good on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's a dead zone that day. So
yeah. Oh, but thank you again, Keith. Happy to have you on here. It's been too long, of course, and we'll get you on sooner next time.
Hey, no problem.
All right. Shoot. What does Nate do? I don't even know.
He does.
Oh, no. Wait, Tanner,
but it's
start,
me right
please.
now.
Yeah, you. Hey, Nate, oh, God.
Jesus.
Hey, Tanner?
Yep.
Can you please do your thing, please?
Yeah, sure. This is going to conclude issue number 158 of Headline Heroes. This week we created Sound Lord, the dude who has the ability to use sound to do things. Also, we invented Dr. Dre,
an original
and Beats
creation.
headphones. And we're waiting on those free Beats headphones now because of the product placement we've done. What do I do? Oh, at this time, as always, we'd like to thank Brett Jacobson for creating the art for our show. Brett took the Beats pill name very literally and swallowed one of them, and now he just plays music from his belly as a party trick.
It's cool.
It is cool.
I kind of get up there. You have to listen like it's a baby. You kind of go up to the.
You got to put your head up against it.
Yeah, you go up there. Oh, I felt it. Yeah. Why do you wait? Were you going to ask if you want to do Nate's thing? Sure.
Yeah. Do you want me to try it?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. We'd also like to thank Carl J. Sorensen for the theme song for our podcast. He also does the post production and sound mixing or something like that. I'm probably butchering this. If you would like to work with him on any sound music related projects, you can reach him at carljsorensen.com. Is that right, Drew?
Yeah, that is correct. And actually, we're going to talk about the network. But Keith, can you talk about the PodFix Network?
What is that?
I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me.
Yeah. No, the PodFix Network is the network home of both Headline Heroes, Pop-Up Filmcast, and like 17 or 18 other
we just got a new
fantastic shows. We have a new one just recently added, Planthropology.
That sounds right.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. But if you go to www.podfixnetwork.com, you can go ahead and check out the variety of shows there. Follow them on Twitter at Podfix. And also check out the RSS feed Podfix Presents, because we have a lot of original content that we're working on there as well.
Headline Heroes was and Pop-Up Filmcast was just on the mixtape that was just premiered. At this point, this comes out on Tuesday, so last week it just came out, like last Thursday. So give that a listen if you want to hear us and the Pop-Up Filmcast and a couple of our other friends. So yeah. Thank you, Keith. If you come across any articles that you think are wacky, think are fun, send them our way, please. We'd love to have them. You can send them to our email, headlineheroescast@gmail.com. We have our Twitter at @headline_heroes. We have a Facebook group, and we do have a subreddit, r-headlineheroes. You want to call in, leave a voicemail. We can play it on the show. Number is 319-596-6766. Give us a call. Whatever you're listening to us on, be it iTunes, Google Play, or any other podcast app. If you could give us a rating, give us a review, something positive, tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you, and hit that subscribe button, tell a friend about us, and finally, thank you for listening, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue of Headline Heroes.